These are molds that are by Chicago School of Molds, and these are, I thought they were really cute for an under the sea cake because of the little bubbles that were in them. And so we're going to pour into those, and then we're going to, just before it fully hardens, we're going to be pulling it a little bit so that we can get that done. This is a veiner for flowers. It is a leaf veiner, and it is actually for the calla lily. A lot of folks use it. They're for gum paste, they're for fondant. Guess what? We're going to put Isomalt into it, and it's not going to hurt it whatsoever. You can use all of your flower veiners and molds for those, and come on back, and they're still going to be fantastic for what you need them for.
And while we're waiting, what's your favorite place to purchase or to obtain these molds?
Oh, there's a variety. I have a lot of different places. Like I said, these are Chicago School of Molds. They're in Chicago, if that would be their name. They're high quality. They really are extremely high quality. They are made actually for the chef's world. And I thought it was time that they came into our world and played into, you know, our level. And I love them. I buy a lot of them, and it's what I use in my classroom. There also are, when I get to doing the butterflies, Cake Connection has a brand new whole line of sugar dippers. These are called show peels, and you can see right here it's got this little edge that's on it, the little paste there. You're supposed to trim these exactly to the edge, and then you would have your hot sugar, and then you would, holding on to that little spot, you would run these through and dip that through your sugar, and then hold it up, let it drain, and then lay it down. Well, I like my fingers, and I like my students' fingers, and since I'm all about safety, we're going to be pouring into them, and that's how I actually teach it as well. So I have in here the Cake Plays Green, and then I took and I added 3 pieces of their copper to it. The bronze, actually it's the bronze. And I loved it for the coloring that it added to it. It takes it from seeing such an in-your-face green to this beautiful green. And so having that, now what we're going to do is lay this down. And I don't have to pour all of these because once again it would be like watching paint dry. And so I'm just going to do a simple pour. Start out nice and easy, and then just let it flow all into the little areas. Bring it up and around. And if you go over the edge, not to worry. This actually needs to be a little bit warmer for me. Bring that down. And I'm just going to move the sugar into place then. And you can see that I went on over. And all I'm going to do is just cut it right there and then move it away from where it needs to be so that I can come back and get that. I'm going to go ahead and pour this one. Do it a little slower this time. Take that up, and then come back in with my spatula and move those around. Just get it right into the edges. See, don't you love that coral in that?
Mm-hmm.
Love the look of it. Okay. So I'm going to hold that up just a little bit so you can kind of get a look at that. Okay. All right, so we don't want these to fully dry, so pick it up, start playing with it. It's warm to the touch on the bottom. The sugar on the top is still very warm, so don't poke your finger into it. If you're trying to figure out, is that dry yet? Please don't poke your finger into it. Take a toothpick, take your spatula, and just tap it a little bit. But you'll know when it's dry because it'll actually just start to come right on out. And so all I'm doing right now is just going around those edges and cleaning that little bit up. All right? I'm going to take all of my pieces and pop them right back inside there because I can. There's never any waste. We're going to move that around. And you can see as it gets ready, as it cools, it comes off by itself. So you just kind of move it, give it a little dance until it gets ready. The edges always dry first, center last, because it's where the air flows around it. Okay. See how I pulled it up there? It's ready there, but it's not ready there. So I don't want to pull it, otherwise it's just going to tear it. So I'm going to come back to the other side and see if I can manipulate it from there. Give it a little bit of time. There we go. And it will release itself, and so then we have this, which is rather kind of boring. Now watch. Stretch it, move it, give it life. I love the little holes in it. So pull, and then just come back in and give it a little bit of movement. How easy is that? So we took it from here to here.